Okay, it's Archipelago, and somebody's pinging shit on the map before anyone can actually see the damn map. Well, if you hold tab, but come on now, we're not even in the fucking game yet. Alright, so, we are in a tier 6 game, but there's only one tier 6 plane on each team. And they're both heavy fighters. The Mosquito might be easier to deal with than the P-38, which is why I'm thankful the P-38 is on our team. But however, they do have a P-38, and it's a player. We're gonna have to watch out for that. But, so, where's the backseat commander directing us now? Yeah, I think we should go for the command center first. Distract the enemy bots. So, yes, what do we have here? We have a Zero, and the Zeros are, well, they're turn fighters. They're pretty much the best turn fighters in the game. The Russian turn fighters also are competitive in this area, but stereotypically, most people will say that the Japanese fighters are the best turn fighters ever in the history of everything. Just like a katana blade that is folded 1,000,000 times is unbreakable. Same kind of memes. But this plane, well, it gets the, well, effective part right in terms of turning. And also coupled with the guns, well, how about I just demonstrate it for you by attacking this poor defenseless boomerang. Yeah. Excuse me, coming through. Where's the other one? There he is. Uh-huh. Yeah. You see? Yeah. How about that? How about that hovercraft turning radius? Starting to see why this thing might be a little broken. Maybe a little bit, but that's just the bots. However, unfortunately, we need to go down there and actually kill some... Never mind. Thank you, Sturmovik. You see, the Sturmoviks are always reliable. However, the enemy team has also immediately captured the command center on the other side of the map, so that advantage kind of just went out the window. So, well, yeah, so you see here, it has a turning radius that is obnoxious, and it has cannons that can liquefy the enemy that you get behind in seconds. So yes, this plane, terrifying. The only thing that makes it balance is the fact that it's slow, because it's a Zero, and the engines on the Zeros aren't that good, and it's kind of glassy, because all of the Japanese, and generally all turn fighters, have a tendency to be glass. So, it doesn't necessarily have the greatest, well, durability. However, if you can get into a situation where you can attack people without getting shot, which is not right now, but you get my point here, if you can get into that situation, you're gonna go for ever. My competitors in the army have seem fit to test me. Okay, avoid the MiG. Turn up. And... he's rolling away like a bastard, but, well, we'll get him.
Enemy bombers inbound. Don't let them reach their target.
Yeah, no problems here, folks. See, this is why I think this thing is kind of overpowered, or rather, extremely. If there's any plane that I played currently that is guilty of being overpowered, it's this thing. Like, if there's anything that I think is suspect in any of the planes that I have played currently in World of Warplanes, it's this thing. However, unfortunately, my guns can be somewhat inconsistent. The main reason why they didn't put this thing into production is because the recoil was too strong for the delicate waifu's wings. Soft hands like flowers cannot handle 30mm cannons. Okay then, Flying Warrior badge. How many kills do I have already? 7, right. Alright, that's capture points. My bad. Where's this? Oh, he's right in front of me. It's a Spitfire, too. Hopefully he's gonna... Yep. Turn the beat around! The Spitfire is about the only thing that can really compete with me, but, unfortunately, I wasn't able to hook around fast enough to get him. What a fucking shame. But we still have 4,000 combat points here. We're not exactly leading the pack by our team. Our players are actually doing quite well this game, it seems like. But, yeah, as you can see, this thing, right situation, you're gonna destroy everyone. Or at least people that don't know how to energy fight and run away from you. This thing is horrifying, honestly. I don't like seeing this thing around. And it's one of those things that is just like the yak. I prioritize killing these things as soon as I see them. Because they're deadly. And they should not be left alone. However, unfortunately... Whoa! We seem to have entered a quacking zone. I may be putting myself in a bad position by that fucking eye out. It's a player, too. I'm dead. Yep, couldn't get out of the way fast enough. That's the thing. You have such a low airspeed that you can't really get out of the way in situations like that. So if you have a very leisurely person shooting at you, like a slow ground attack plane, they're gonna have plenty of time to shoot and kill you. But unfortunately, my hit points ran out there the first time in the match. Well, at least that guy's dead. Looks like we gotta intercept the duck that's coming in at low altitude, but it looks like he's already dead as well. Nope, it's the IL. Well, let's return the favor here really quickly. Hi there, remember me? You ended my fun, and now I will end yours. Excuse me as I do, like, really, really tight knot maneuvers. Wait, Sturmovik, bombs, low altitude, avoid, yes, good. There go the bombs again. I don't want to be hit by the bombs.
Hang in there. You'll
There we go.
be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
Alright, we've got more... Ooh, we got a 109 coming in. I think he's more important than the duck. Do not ram into the 109. Oh, that is a player. That's bad. Hey! Fuck out of here! Now the 109's gonna keep coming after me because I don't have any hit points, and you see, this plane, the only thing that makes this plane balance is that if you concentrate on it, it dies. If you don't concentrate on it, it's gonna absolutely murder everything. So that's the one strategy to victory, if you see this thing. Destroy it as soon as possible. That's pretty much your only defense. And we're at 6,000 points now. We're not exactly leading the game ourselves, but we're on top of our team. That BF-109 is obviously a good player, considering his score and his prioritization of killing us.
Victory is close.
So, something to look out for. However, it looks like my team is kind of off-kilter now. This might be bad. However, there's a lot of planes in the center, too, chasing one guy. See if we can hop into the command center here and actually, get the command center before too many horrible things happen. Seems like we're making progress across the map, but we need to make that progress a success. Needs to be progressed and finished. Oh boy. All the bots are coming this direction. Okay, I need to get in here before the enemy planes do. Which I don't think I'm going to manage. But if I'm in one plane that's going to get through a situation by killing things really fast, it's going to be this plane.
Captured the command center, trying to contact the front headquarters. Large enemy force is attacking the command center.
Go down! Got it. Okay. That P-38 I'm worried about, though. Where'd he go? Ow, ow, ow. I'm dead. Shit. Well, I tried. Spitfires are your enemy, I suppose. And just as general as everything else, I tried, we ran out of planes, and I got focused. Basically, the one thing that this plane is going to do going to do bad against. If you focus it with a turn fighter and something that can actually cause a very, very large amount of damage very quickly, yeah, you're gonna win. But it looks like we're not gonna pull this out like we could the last game, unfortunately. It's still very close, but again, not close enough. So what do we got? We got 8,000 points. Probably about 9,000 points after the game rewards. We're on the podium. So at least there's that. They obviously had better players, like this Dominion Alpha character.
Turn back. The enemy force is too strong.
So how much did we get? Yeah, about 9,000. We could have done better, but, well, we did all right. We're top of our team. And, they clearly had better players. So, well, not much we can do. And also, it looks like they had more players by the looks of things. Yeah. Actually, no, we have players too. They're just, well, they haven't logged off yet. Right, my bad. The red ones mean they're still here staring at the scoreboard. There they go. Right. Not the best game in the world, but as I said, 9,000 combat points. Perfectly fine game. It's not like it was a horrible shutout. All right, with that, the pilot of the Cosmos Zero has gained a skill point. And also, we have now come up to 27,305 combat points total. Quarter of our goal, just over. So, like I said, this thing, it's not necessarily like, am I gonna do good or not? It's, like I said, how high are the numbers going to go? This is what I expect out of this thing. I expect to be the top of the scoreboard with this thing, if I have anything to say about it, really. If I'm playing the game, I'm gonna get up there. And more so than any other aircraft that I think I've ever actually flown in this game. The Yaks come close, but this thing is just... It's the kind of success that I kind of just get jaded by and don't find myself playing because it's so fucking easy. Sometimes I need an easy victory, but for everything else, there are a lot more things to fly that I could be flying that make me try a little bit harder. But like I said, if there's any premium aircraft that I own currently that is in danger of becoming known or labeled as overpowered, it's this thing. This thing is a bit suspect, but there are balancing factors like the slow speed and low survivability. But, like I said, if you can get into a situation where you can keep turning in on people, and they can't get a shot on you, you're just gonna blow them away in seconds. And I've gotten 15,000, 17,000, close to my top in this plane as well. Probably, whatchamacallit, probably easier than I would in the Yak-9. I haven't been publicizing the matches because I haven't been playing the thing on screen. But this thing, I enjoy it, but I know it's pretty suspect in terms of power level. But moving on, we still got plenty of planes to play. And next we're going to play is another premium purchase I made in the last couple of weeks, the I-180-3, which is, well, if we summon Kirvashlikov for a moment here. Or rather, Polykarpov, right, who's already trained for this. We don't necessarily need him, but actually, you know what? Sit on the bench. I would like my accuracy, please. Thank you. And it's a premium aircraft, so I don't have to retrain him to come into this thing. But what do we have here? This is I'd like to say, Russian Zero. It is, and in appearance, it's kind of like an iShack merged into a Lavochkin 5 or 7. Probably 5. It's got the engine cowling in the looks of it, and the centerline mounted guns, but you could still see pretty obviously it's got the iShack shape. It's just the wings are considerably longer. But, so, what's this thing have? This thing has 2 Shikaz and 2 50 cals. A modest armament. You don't necessarily have cannons, but it does do a fair amount of damage pretty quickly, and it is a turn fighter, as you can see by this thing having a 8.6 360-degree turn time. Yeah, that's pretty much high. That's up there with the highest turning radius, or rather, highest maneuverability fighters in the game. However, one thing I'd like to note about this thing is that it's actually kind of obvious to see where it is balanced against the other planes. Like, it's kind of annoying to get into a turn fight with a Spitfire and just be just short of the ability to outturn him and kill him. Like, this thing is a good turn fighter as long as you're actually not fighting the good turn fighters. The top ones at the tier that you'll face, or rather your matchmaking spread, will still outturn you, and they will still kill you, which makes this plane a little bit annoying to fly. And also, the survivability is also basically on par with the Cosmos Zero. or exactly the same. So the durability is also very low. But I enjoyed this when I picked this up. So let's see what we can manage in this plane. Alright, it's Archipelago again.
Cover your allies, hit the enemy, and we shall win.
We seem to be playing this game a lot, or rather this map. So let's see what we can manage here today. Like I said, this is a turn fighter. It doesn't have any shockingly powerful cannons or anything like that, but it's still a comfortable plane to fly. Just as long as you don't run into actual turn fighters like the Zero or the Spitfires. They will still outturn you, but, well, you have the turning radius on everything that isn't that. So it's very much a sort of an old-school balanced premium. By people who have played World of Tanks would know that premium planes are designed to be worse than the counterparts of their tier. Almost artificially so, which makes it kind of annoying in certain situations. But to balance that, you have, well, unique gameplay, depending on what kind of thing you're playing, and also lots and lots of money. That's your balancing act. Like, I like playing the Romanian Duck, even though, well, it's not any better than the Tree Duck in War Thunder, but if you gotta fly a flying coffin, you might as well fly a flying coffin that's lined with gold. And I did pull some pretty heroic shit out of that thing, too. But for this thing, it really does feel like one of those old-school premiums that it's artificially lower than the best planes at the tier, but still basically effective in the strengths of the plane, rather the strengths of the type of plane. You have low durability, but you still have a pretty tight turning circle, and you can still crank out the damage and get things done. It's just that, it's just not like Cosmo Zero level of, like, hilarious in terms of how much things you're gonna get done, how many things that are guaranteed for you to get done. And because it doesn't have cannons, it's hard to chew through more durable planes. Combine that with the low durability, and this thing makes attacking ground attack aircraft, especially ones with rear guns, kind of a dicey proposition, because you're gonna lose a lot of health going after them, and it's gonna take a while to kill them. But let's see here. Where are we right now? We're at 850 combat points. Not a bad start. That LBSH down there, probably at the center, is doing very well for himself, though. We at least gotta outscore the ground attack players. And also, since the armament is machine guns, we have a lot of situations where, yes, the engagement range is very short, but it's a turn fighter, so this is just the optimal situation. You're supposed to be right behind somebody, turning on their ass, and just generally using that, you know, the time you have to stand, that you are standing behind them, in order to use your machine gun armament to kill them. Which one? Which bowfighter? And the AA is tearing me apart. So this is what like I said, this is what I mean by it's a, like, when I talked about the American premiums, it's a turn fighter's armament. A boom and zoom, or energy fighter's armament, that I would say is something that has lots and lots of cannons, or rather, very large cannons that hit really hard, because you have less time to actually use them. So, you know, if you gotta have limited engagement time, because a boom and zoom maneuver is actually quite a short maneuver, you fly down, you click on someone, and then you fly back up again before they can get into a situation where they might be, you know, they might draw you into a turn fight, which is the worst thing to do in an energy fighter, because you can't turn. You don't want to be drawn into a turn fight. You can't win them. So you have to use your energy to stay out of them, and then in an optimal situation, use high alpha weaponry, as I have surmised, to make those short engagements as effective as possible, which is why cannons are your friend. Which is why the XP75 kind of grates me, because it doesn't have that kind of ability, even though it does have very high DPM if you have enough time to sit behind somebody. And now we are in front of the enemy spawn. This could go potentially badly. But we're gonna kill everyone, so it doesn't. Alright, so that's the enemy waves that are spawning, and now we're gonna very, very quickly leave. Because that's the bow fighter, and that's a player, and he's coming basically right at us. I don't think we're gonna get away, though, but we can get into a better position to whereas if we have to engage him, we'll at least not be sitting right on the enemy fucking spawn. And oh look, an I-207. Hey look, it's a circus plane. Who basically just sat there as we riddled his ass full of bullets. Thanks for that! I don't think I got that. Nope, didn't get it. Oh well. Here's our top scoring player on the enemy team. Got him. You see, this isn't a shockingly overpowered aircraft, but it's very comfortable and can be effective in the right situations. Another plane you might want to look into if you're looking for something new, I suppose. The bonuses of the machine gun armament, aside from the lacking range and lacking immediate alpha damage, is that you can sit there and basically hold down the button forever until they die. And you won't actually overheat anything. Which is something that I've noticed is kind of a thing about cannons. They seem aggressively balanced to whereas you will almost not have enough, well, heat, I suppose, capacity in order to actually kill, just sit there and hold the button down. You'll have to let off eventually. The machine guns, not so much. But as I've said, machine guns have a lot of their own downsides. But this plane is perfectly suited to take advantage of the strengths. You sit behind enemies, and you poke them full of holes. Unfortunately, I did not get that kill. What a shame. Well, at least we're winning now. We're doing actually quite well for ourselves. So, that's the last enemy position on the map. However, victory is getting very, very close.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support.
So we need to book it here if we actually want points here. And we are getting pretty low on the points here. I mean, on the hit points as well. It looks like that area is cleared out, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and take out this IL. Well, actually, no. That's an IL-2. And it's a mod version, which means he has a rear gun. Wow. But, well, we'll keep them off the mining facility, so our victory is assured. I could be one of them scumbags who lets them have the mining facility to keep the game going, but I don't think I'm able to actually really do that. But the thought did cross my mind.
We cannot support you any longer. The storm is too heavy. Do you copy? Over.
Well, he's done. Just gonna avoid the IL now. Ow. Yow!
Great job
well,
today. We'll be waiting for you back.
I got into a bad situation, and I managed to get myself pretty quickly out of said bad situation. Very good showing by our friend, the I-130. Or, sorry, I-180. My bad. All the planes are new for me. Sorry, I can't remember all of the waifus' names. But, yeah. The I-130 is a comfortable plane. I've got a lot of planes in my garage, so I don't necessarily center on any one, really. Mostly I'm just trying to concentrate on the grindfest, but this plane's comfortable. Okay, so with that victory, we brought ourselves up to 37,320. We're not there yet, but we're making good progress. This is about as fast as I thought we were going to be going. I mean, yeah, sure, I'd like to have 10,000 games every single game so we could be over in 10 games, but, well, we'll make do. We'll kind of dodge and weave or roll with the punches. But that was a very good game from our friend, the I-130. We actually obliterated the enemy team in terms of score. But, we had a bow fighter on our team that also did very well. So not exactly heads and shoulders above the pack, but, like I said, we did well, and the plane is very comfortable to play, even if it's not as extreme as some of the planes that you could get your hands on. But now we've been playing good things for a while, so now it's time to go play something I don't necessarily like. And that's the XF4U-1 Corsair. This is essentially, I suppose, the Corsair prototype. The thing that's good about this plane is, It's very fast for a Tier 5 aircraft. It's, well, it goes 650 kilometers an hour at max speed, which is basically right on par with the Tier 7 Yak-9U that I'm currently playing. At Tier 5, and you also have a 780 dive speed, and a pretty high rate of climb for this tier as well. So you go up and forward pretty good. Up and down and forward pretty good. Turning, though, it sucks. And this is really rather a shame, considering that this thing I think is probably one of the most poorly armed premium planes I think I've ever played. You see, this is the thing here. It has the same general layout, or same general composition of guns as the I-130. You have two 7.62, two rifle caliber guns, and two 50 cals. So it should be about the same effectiveness, right? Well, no, because the Russians have hilariously higher rates of fire, so it's capable of much higher DPM. This thing, it's actually kind of disappointing, the damage output. The damage output for this plane is, I think, the one thing that makes it not good. You've got lots of maneuverability, so if you know how to use the maneuverability, you'll be perfectly fine, but engagements are going to be very, 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 very tense. You're going to have to be very selective with your targets, but let's see what we can manage today. Who knows, maybe we'll have a good game on camera. Alright, we have come to Scorching Sands, and it's a smaller map, so hopefully we could probably use our maneuverability advantage without being too outstretched. We're basically in one corridor, more or less, so we're going to be going left and right across the bases, so straight line. Which is what a Corsair is good at, straight line. But like I said, the armament is the thing that really lets this down.
Show me what you can
We can go fast, but when we get there, we can't really do anything. It's kind of like the worst qualities of a heavy fighter. Whereas you can maneuver yourself to go places really, really, really fucking quickly. And you can get up to high altitude really, really quickly. And as you can see, I'm already going like a fucking speed demon ahead of my team with this. The problem is, when we get there, it's kind of like honking a bike horn at people. So, let me see if I can get into range of one of these bow fighters. And not get shot by that one, kind of crawling up on me. Now, mind you, this is not a turn fighter. But look how much time we have to spend killing these guys. That one we had help with. But if those, and they're heavy fighters too, so they can't maneuver away from us. That's probably the optimal target for this plane. Everything else, like that Ki-43 over there that's coming towards us, we have to be very, very careful about those kinds of planes. Because we can't fucking outturn them. But this plane I think is very, very overstressed in terms of the armament, in comparison to the Wildcat, which is kind of okay. We are not gonna turn with that guy. We are just gonna keep going. However, I did mash one out of complete instinct, like a dumbass. We're gonna dive now, and we're gonna get out of this fucking horrible nightmare, because this is the one thing the Corsair is good at. Running away. And the bot has fucked off. So now we're gonna turn back. He's already dead by AA, which is good, and now my pilot has actually been healed up. His pride has been, healed. But however, it looks like we're still in for a pretty bad spot. The MiG is also a turn fighter in some cases. That is a P-38, though. I can chase you. However, he's got engine boost, and I don't. Oh, hey, an XB-77. Hello, fellow beta tester. Looks like we got something crawling up behind us. It's a 109. Woo! I think that we can turn in on the bot because the bot isn't paying attention. Hey, gee. Oh, come on! And I'm also getting my kills stolen a lot because I don't have the alpha damage to really put people down. You motherfucker! Ah, damn it. But you start to see my problems here. If you play this plane correctly, i.e. very, very cautiously and safely, and you run away from basically every fight you can't win, you can do stuff in this plane. However, like I said, when I get into an engagement, I want to kill the thing that I'm trying to kill. And this kind of lackluster armament just makes me feel like I'm just kind of useless. Did I get that kill? Did I at least get that one? Yes, I got flying start, so yes. I didn't get that one either. This thing is always getting its kills stolen. Good lord. I don't want to call it the cut Corsair, but you know what? Sometimes it feels like it. Ah, finally, there's one. We're getting lots and lots of fucking assists. But you know what? I need points. I got a drawing to win. I got video game gambling. It ain't Battlefront 2, but you know what? I want to win prizes, so I can win even more questionable and unknown premium aircraft. Now, it looks like the enemy team is coming, well, in mass towards us, so we're gonna go, we're gonna use our bonuses here as a, pseudo-heavy fighter, and run away. What the hell is that? That's that P-38.
The enemy is launching rocket
However,
on our complex. Try to neutralize
I said that, heavy fighters are the optimal target for this plane because it can catch them. And unfortunately, my boost is taking forever to recharge because I'm always fucking spamming it to either get out of trouble or kill something. But, yeah. Then you have something like the P-38, which can also just run. It run more effectively than us. I'm not gonna get him. Nope, the Beaufighter got him. You see, I'm even getting outplayed by the air defense aircraft. People are laughing at me. This might be a bad situation. But at least I got the kill, because he was already distracted with running away. Okay, what do we got here? Spitfire again. It's a player, he's turning away. Well, actually, no, he's coming at me. Duh! Not fucking dead! If you like, some people say this plane is good, or either I've seen a couple people mention this thing, but if you like getting your kills stolen, this seems to be the plane for you. It's enjoyable to have the kind of maneuverability, I suppose. Having a bit of balance of speed and maneuverability, even though you're not terribly good at either ones. The extreme planes are gonna still outplay you. But the firepower is what makes me hate this thing. Because it's just so fucking ineffectual. I'm stealing kills because they're the only kills I can get. This is definitely not the Chad Corsair. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna run, because I can't fucking kill that guy. However, I'm surrounded by enemies now. I need to go. It looks like he's fucked off, too. He found somebody else to screw with. Good. Go on, scram, beat it, leave me alone. Who needs you? Come on, a little bit more engine power. I always need my fucking boost. The only problem is, because I always need it, I'm always expending it. The only way for me to actually get my boost recharged is to die, really. Or rather, just fly off like a fucking idiot forever. I mean, sure, I could get Radiator, but, that involves me also sitting at idle all the time in order to get the bonus out of that. Which is, again, not what I'm doing, since I always want to catch up and kill things. The heavy fighters have it easy in that regard. They have a consumable that just gives them their boost back. Looks like I'm being followed by somebody. It's a heavy fighter, and he seems to want me specifically. I also want to get out of range of that fucking back gun. It's the P-38. There he is. Right, I should just be using Q to look behind me, too. That's something I should probably get into the spirit of doing more. But then, there he goes. I can't fucking catch him. Well, there we go. If he pulls up like that, I can. Got him. Okay, we might be able to get the jump on this P-38. If I could hit the damn guy. Wait. Come on. Yeah, there's a fire. Good. As you can see, I'm basically running away from the fight, more or less, because I know I can't actually really survive for very long inside of it. No. AA guns got that one. The quacking has ended. So, all in all, this aircraft, it has very, very obvious strengths. It's a good aircraft if you like those strengths. However, the weaknesses are just, they're not my bag.
Turn back. The enemy force is too strong.
If I want a Corsair, I think I'll just get the Tree Corsair with 650 cals and cannons. Well, 650 cals and also cannons. But this thing, if you want this kind of advantage, buy a Wildcat. That's what I say. If you want one of these planes that has this advantage, buy a Wildcat. But even with that, we still managed to score, well, second on our team. But that felt like we could have done more, but we just kept getting our kills stolen. Yeah. Okay, after that kinda, well, lackluster, but, we tried, but we didn't really get very much because, like I said, the armament really lets this fucking plane down. It really does. But we've gotten to 45,380, just short of halfway there. And we're out of the new planes for this tier to play, currently. I've played everything else on camera, I believe. But now we move on to tier 6, or rather, well, we've run out of tier 5, so now we're moving on to tier 6. Right. And there is only one capable tier 6 to play currently that I haven't played on camera, and the only one that I actually own. And this is the P-39 Airacobra, the proper Airacobra. Now, one other thing that I will do here is that someone actually gave me a code for the Airacobra. And, unfortunately, I already had my Airacobra by the time they got it to me. So, special thanks to David's Aviation channel for this. But, in lieu of actually having a better way to hand this out, first come, first serve! Alright then. Once again, thanks, David. I like it when my fans look out for me with this kind of thing, but I saw a comment, a YouTube comment, that directed me towards the Alienware giveaway. I'm pretty sure if you look around, you'll still probably find codes for it. Because remember, there aren't that many people playing the game. But, the Airacobra, well, it's basically the Aero Bonita, but it has more guns. That's pretty much the only thing that's different about this plane. And also it has a forward nose wheel. This is the Army, or rather the standardized version of it. The Aero Bonita is a prototype. This is actually a production plane, and unfortunately, it wasn't actually used all that much by the US. US pilots kind of didn't like it because it was kind of a flying coffin against Japanese planes. The Russians, however, the Russians loved this fucking thing. A large portion of Russian aces actually flew Airacobras. We gave it to them for Lend-Lease, and they basically just used it to kill everything. So, over the Aero Bonita, which only has, to my knowledge, the 50 cals and the 37mm cannon, we have 4 7.62 machine guns in the wings. These little bastards. Which are not exactly the most amazing things to have in addition to everything, but, well, it's additional DPM at point-blank range, meaning that this thing is basically just a big flying wall of guns. They're not shockingly powerful guns, and we still kind of have to deal with the rather inconsistent 37 in comparison to the Russian guns. But, you got a lot of guns on this plane, so if you point it at something, you're probably gonna kill it. So, let's see what we can manage with this today, before we decide what I'm going to do now that I'm halfway through this, but also out of premium planes that I haven't played on camera.